everybody. Welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. Me and George.
I'm Nick Kinzel.
I'm Tom Hoblet.
All right, well, we just got done with Daytona. NASCAR's heading to Atlanta, 2 drafting tracks in a row. Before we get into all that, let's start off with our diecast of the week. Nick, let's start off with you, bud.
I was just kind of last second rummaging through my room. I was like, I don't really have a diecast that ties to Atlanta at all. But this car ran at Atlanta a couple years ago, and it's just a little 164th back when old T. Bain drove the 18 car for Joe Gibbs Racing. I remember he did the Auto Club race for them for his first race. Atlanta wasn't even scheduled for him. And then he ran so well at Auto Club that Devotion Nutrition was like, all right, we're going to put another one on board for you. Because, I mean, Trevor, very good at these kinds of racetracks. He led some laps before Austin hilled him. But, yeah, I always liked this car a lot. I just wish that Devotion Nutrition weren't the little shitheads that they were. Otherwise, we would have had a full-time ride in 2019. But, yeah, still a cool car.
Very cool, man. I think I was there for that race.
You were. I was supposed to go with, and then I couldn't at the last moment. But I'm glad I didn't, because if I had to watch Austin Hill wreck Trevor Bain while leading, I'd think, oh, God. I would have eaten so much undercooked Bojangles that night.
All right, Tom, what you got for us, buddy?
Didn't play it last week, but why not bring out the Biff, the old toy one that I had as a kid growing up. So just a good old fashioned, I think this is rookie or something, early on Biff.
Very nice.
Rest in peace, Biff. I'll put him up over my shoulder here.
Hell yeah. No matter the paint scheme. Oh, God.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. All right.
This is the ghost of Cleetus McFarland. All right, so for my diecast of the week, you said it. We're heading to Atlanta, so can't talk about Atlanta without talking about Kevin Harvick's first ever victory with the white good wrench scheme. Just a few races after Dale Earnhardt passed away, Kevin Harvick went on and won his first race at Atlanta Motor Speedway in a photo finish with Jeff Gordon. Just one of my favorite paint schemes of all time. It's just so simple.
What a moment that was for the sport, too. They needed something like that, and Kevin Harvick delivered. And, yeah, that was just a beautiful day, beautiful race, and you couldn't have scripted it any better for how he got it done. Because, what was it, literally a year before that, Gordon got Earnhardt at the line, no? In the 2000 race?
I think it was Bobby Labonte and Earnhardt.
Oh, Bobby Labonte? Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Atlanta from that era, just in general, put on some bangers.
I mean, New Atlanta is cool. I feel like we're beating a dead horse every time we go to Atlanta now, but New Atlanta is really cool. I like the way it races, but old Atlanta was just something different. There was no mile and a half like it.
New Atlanta is like fast food. Like it's perfect when you need it, but like old Atlanta, you really had to savor it. You worked through that. It was like a steak dinner.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it was so cool getting
courses,
to go.
Like you savor it and you take it in slowly, and that last bite is.
Go to the last race there before they did what they did to it. Yeah, that was a pretty surreal moment right there.
Yeah.
Just taking it all, and just seeing that worn out surface live in person, you're just like, holy shit, how can they still race on this? But yeah, it was super cool. Yeah, almost good. That's why they did what they did. But holy shit, yeah, it was cool to see live.
It was weird for me because I went to the last race of the old configuration, then the first race of the new configuration. It was like I went to the same trip but completely different racing. It was just wild to go there for that spring race for the first time. All right, well, let's get into our big top story, guys. It just came out today that Joe Gibbs is suing Chris Gabehart for possibly stealing information and wiring it over to Spire Motorsports. There's a lot more that came out with this, saying that Chris Gabehart wanted more competition control over in Joe Gibbs Racing, like control over everybody. We know that Chris Gabehart announced that he was leaving Joe Gibbs Racing after the lawsuit ended with 2311 and then joining Spire, but he never officially joined Spire, so everything is just really fishy, really wonky right now, and I just want to get your guys' take on this. absolutely insane. We know Chris Gabehart, one of the most legendary crew chiefs, alongside with Denny Hamlin for years.
My first impression, I mean, I heard about this when he signed on. I mean, I knew about the rumors with him leaving and whatnot. I'm tired of NASCAR court cases. So it's like I thought we were done with NASCAR for a little bit, but I guess Joe Gibbs going back to court, and we got to let it play out. There's not much to say. Maybe he stole the information. Maybe it was just he was trying to move on to a new team too quick. But well, I guess we'll let it play out. With the cars being so similar, any little advantage you can get is very important. So I can see why Joe Gibbs wants to protect their info. I can see why Spire would want such info, even if they're different manufacturers.
Right when we thought NASCAR was over, class is back in session. What do we get? A month, not even, and now we're right back in this again. Yeah, I think it's too early to really tell what's going on here. So I would be definitely interested to see how this plays out, because I wonder what a potential penalty could be if they find out that this is the case, that this is what he did. So I'd be curious to see how it all plays out. But here we go again. One lawsuit drops, another picks up.
There's a lot of factors that could come and play into this. Like, does Spire Motorsports have a part to play? Did they kind of tell Chris Gabehart to do this and make them a little bit better? I don't. We're gonna unravel a whole lot of shit here, and I'm all ready for it. I
This-
love drama.
When we go to our first oval and all the Spire cars are in the top 10, I think we'll know something's
Yeah, yeah, they definitely stole info.
This is a civil case, right? It's not NASCAR investigating this, right? They're going to the court.
Yeah, I believe this is civil. Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, that'll be interesting.
I don't think NASCAR is involved with this, but who knows?
I mean,
They might be.
Corporate white collar crimes that they could technically be, or he could technically be guilty. I mean, they could potentially. I mean, this is just wild speculation on my end, but they could potentially bring some sort of criminal case against him if it's bad enough. So
really could. All right, guys. Well, let's get into Daytona from this past weekend. It was a thrilling weekend to kick off the NASCAR season, and we kicked it off with the trucks. Ty Majeski won the pole in his newly numbered 88 truck, taking that from Matt Crafton. He'll be in that Menards 88 from now on. Guys, I think the Cleetus McFarland experiment is over pretty quickly into this race. He got loose, lost his one, and hit the inside wall out of turn 4. This guy just scares me on the track. People during the ARCA race were saying, stay away from Cleetus McFarland. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
I've been thinking about what I wanted to say all day in regard to this, and then he should have never been approved for this. I mean, I think he had 4 ARCA starts, and he only had 2 laps of practice out there for this. So it's really just goes back to the approval process to drive one of these cars, and I think we'll talk about that a little bit more later in the O'Reilly Series race with a certain individual. But I think there needs to be a tweak to the whole approval. He should not have been able to do this. And it just really sucks to see, because to me, it's just like, when I look at Cleetus McFarland and the way that he talks and the way that he goes about himself, it's almost just like he's mocking our sport in a way. And he's that wannabe redneck. He drives everything. And then, he steps into a real car, and look at what happens. We don't even go 4 times around the track, and he's spinning himself out. I think it's ridiculous. And I think people like him, people wanted to say that like Talladega Nights was such a bad spot, making fun of our sport. I just think Cleetus McFarland is the same kind of guy. He just thinks he can do everything, and he wants to be that wannabe redneck.
His name's not even Cleetus McFarland. It's Garrett Mitchell.
Buddy, you got yourself your full taste right there, and I hope that they look at this, and I hope they do not let him back in one of these cars until he at least gets some more races under his belt. He should not be able to jump into one of the Premier Series just because he's got a big following, and it's ridiculous. And I hope he doesn't get to race again. I don't know.
Oh, he will. He's got money.
No, he's going to. Yeah, and that's the problem with the sport.
The great thing about NASCAR, you don't see this in many other motorsports around the world. You can, like the three of us right now, could pool our money together, build a truck, and one of us could, with a very light approval process, get in the thing and drive it. And I think that's amazing. I think that's great. Some of the other motorsports are so exclusive that there's no chance for anybody to be discovered like this. That therein lies the problem, though, is anybody gets enough money and enough following, they can kind of shoehorn their way in here, just like Garrett has. And I think that the positive you can show out of this is that the guys that come in and strap in week to week, this shows, even at a place like Daytona where you think you're just mashing the gas and turning left, it takes a real skill set and lots of time and lots of energy and devotion to hone in your craft. And so when he came off that corner and spun to the inside wall, I was, the first thing I thought is like, yeah, that's right. Not anybody can get in and do this. It's hard. It's difficult. And these people, even the truck guys, the brand new guys, the Xfinity guys that are in week to week in the lower equipment, what they do is hard and difficult and should be commended. And that's what I learned most from the Garrett Mitchell thing. NASCAR's approval process is going to be what it is. It's not going to change. If Cleetus wants to show up with $60,000 and a sponsor and say, hey, I want to get in a truck and drive, NASCAR's not going to say no to that. It's bringing too many eyeballs to the sport. That's not going to change. But what it shows is that what we're doing and what we're watching is hard.
Yeah, no, it's really hard, and no one can do it. And like you said, it just proved it right there when he couldn't even make a simple turn in the pack out of turn 4 just by himself. Just got loose by himself, didn't touch anyone, didn't get touched. And it wasn't even windy like it was during the Cup race where those guys were spinning out of turn 4.
It was all fun and games for him. He did not approach this with the right mindset. I mean, Tony Stewart, before or after he wrecked out, he gets out of the car and saying, like, I was taking my time, I was learning, it was just about to get fun, we were figuring out the adjustments. Cleetus was getting in the car to mash the gas and turn left and race in the pack. And frankly, he shot himself in the foot, obviously, because if he takes a little bit of time to learn and see what the truck does instead of forcing it 3 wide right away, well, he's not in this situation. We're not having this conversation. You got to be smart to be a driver. And I hope he learned a lesson. I don't want to see him go away. By all means, if he wants to race, let him race, let him learn. But he's got to learn real quick that you're going to learn a lot more if you're sitting in the truck than you are in the infield care center.
He'd be a hell of an ambassador for the sport. I would say that, and go and promote it and all that, but stay out of the cars. Go in the garage area and have some funny interviews, do funny segments with drivers, do what you're supposed to do. You are a content creator. You are not a NASCAR driver. It's a huge difference. I know he had that big relationship with Greg Biffle, but that does not mean let's put this guy in a fucking car.
Doesn't mean he is Greg Biffle.
No. And that's what people are trying to do, like, oh yeah, got the heart and spirit of Greg Biffle. No, he knew him for half a fucking year. He's saying that he's best friends with him, and now he's like, oh, I'm gonna go race just like Biff.
You can line him up on the racetrack with fucking Cody Ware, and Cody Ware is gonna dust him. I think I saw that on Twitter somewhere this week, and it's just like, guys, like, Cody Ware is Cody Ware, but Cody Ware would dust this guy because it takes a skill set to drive these cars.
Connor Zilic even kind of coined in on that. Yeah, Connor Zilic like posted that giving it, said like, I'm detecting no lies.
Cody Ware would dust this guy as much as we give that guy and how awful he might look on the screen. He still has some sort of a skill set to be able to go out and do this on a weekly basis. A much better skill set than Cleetus Reddick McFarland over here.
Yep.
No, if it's his dream, it's his dream. It's just he's going to realize it's a lot harder than he thinks it will be, and that's okay. I don't want to keep him out of the track or anything. Let him keep going. Let him keep trying, but make him do the work before you start letting him.
It's his dream until the viewership starts going down, when people start jumping off the NASCAR train. Once people jump off the motorsports train, this old Reddick McFarland's just going to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. What can I do now?
And let's be honest, it's been his dream for like maybe a year when someone came up to him like, "Hey, what do you think about turning left?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, brother, that sounds awesome." And then
I think he's just a
voila,
mockery to
he
the sport.
is.
I think
He is because everyone's just like,
he is
"Oh,
what
okay,
I
people.
mean, it's all our dream, you know. Like
yeah,
I'm sitting in a racing sim right now, but there's ways to go about it, ways to learn.
yeah."
I also
You
don't
got in
have
the
millions of
truck, I
dollars
think
to
you
really
would actually go about it with. If Tom got in the truck, I think you're going about it in an actual serious mindset. You're not going out there, hell yeah, brother, balls to walls. I'm just gonna match the
I'm a
gas.
I
bald
don't.
eagle.
I definitely wouldn't crash in 6 laps, but I can't get lapped in 6 laps.
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually have the stomach to go out there and lay it down
Hit
and stay.
180 going around the track. Fuck that. Nope, that's scary.
Cleetus is
I have
just
a steering wheel. I'm a terrible sim racer. I'm awful.
he's
Run
living
into
in
stuff all the time.
he's living in Talladega Nights right now. He thinks that this is all just Talladega Nights to him, and yeah, fuck that guy. I'm sorry, fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
Agreed. All right, well, let's get back into the truck race. Carson Hocevar won stage one, and then we had Jake Garcia getting loose, smacking Tony Stewart. Both of them were out of this race, but man, it was good to see Smoke back on the track,
Yeah.
even if it was just for a stage and a
I knew it was going to happen. He was going to get taken out by some kid. He did not seem as mad. As mad about it on TV as I thought he was going to be. Maybe he was feeling that in his head, but it sucked because I was hoping that Smoke was going to get to run up front because he's very good at this track and in series like this, and I was looking forward to him putting on his show. And I hope it doesn't drive him away. I hope him getting wrecked by Jake Garcia is not like, I don't want to come do this again. I'd like to see him come back.
No, it should
I
add
think
fuel for him wanting to come back and like, all right, let's see if I can go and finish a race.
for sure. I think it left unfinished business. If anything, it'll make him want to be back. So I mean, turn four was treacherous all weekend. So stuff was going to happen, and you have these inexperienced cup driver or truck drivers trying to learn.
Yep. And that's what happens when you want to go down and race with these guys. I mean, you got to expect that. We said that going into our show last week.
And Tony was expecting that. Like he wasn't.
He had
It's
to,
not like
yeah.
he was like, I'm going to go out and win this thing. No, he hadn't done this in years,
Yeah.
and he was going to go out there and just see what he can do. And as he said, it was just starting to get fun. So maybe Ram gets him to come out again. Maybe Dodge sends him another 5-6 figures to go out and jump in a truck.
I was gonna say, I know a big bag of cash can persuade someone pretty well.
Look at what Tony Stewart did to the ratings for the truck race. There is a lot of people tuned in, and I'm going to be willing to bet a lot of that had to do with a lot of these veterans that were in the field and Smoke being the biggest of them.
Yeah. Oh, also, we didn't talk about this in our top story, but did you see that Dale Jr.'s wife said that she is going to allow him to run the Daytona 500 next year?
Yeah, and then he shut it down real quick after that. He
Shut it
said,
on.
I will not become racing. I
No,
wish.
he's thinking about it, man. You saw that
I
smile
wish.
on his face. He's gonna think about it. It's gonna come to qualifying, and he's gonna look at Justin Allgaier next year and be like, "All right, buddy, get out. It's my turn."
It'd be awesome. I just don't.
Oh,
I watched
That'd be so
Jeff
wanna
Gluck's show today, and he was surprised. He said, "It's like I was surprised to hear her say that." Like, and his reaction was more surprised that she would suggest such a thing, especially when a lot of the rumors were that she was the one encouraging him to
Right.
get out of the car. He said he's done driving a cup car, full send. So he's saying that like in the Bristol race, he'd get about halfway through that race and say he was satisfied. He knew he made the right decision to get out. So
yeah. Well,
it's fun.
we'll
It's
see
fun
come
to stoke
February.
the flames, but
Could you imagine what a Dale Jr. Daytona 500 would do to the viewership and the ratings for that race? Holy shit!
It could possibly be the most viewed Daytona 500.
Like if he
Honestly.
came out of retirement just for one one-off race, what he would do to the ratings.
That would be sick.
Wow, I'm seeing the ratings right now. The 11% jump over 2025.
Yeah.
Which was
I mean,
a 13%
it's a step in
jump
the right,
over 2024. So that's
step in the right direction.
7.5.
See what happens when we start the race early and avoid the rain? That's what happens.
Yep.
I love it. I love it.
All right, so Chandler Smith won stage 2, and then not the day that Lane Riggs wanted. He cut a tire. and then ended up 31st towards the end of this race. So,
A lot of tire issues in this race.
yeah,
Oh,
so a
yeah.
championship contender, not in a good place to start off the year.
No, but it'll balance out after these first couple weeks. And
Oh,
we'll see.
we got
We'll see
Daytona, Atlanta. It's going to be wonky for the points for a little bit.
what he can't do is panic. I mean, he's sitting 22nd in points, but he'll make that up in a jiffy.
Yeah.
I think he started almost last. I think he started in the second to last row for this race anyway. So they didn't fire off on all cylinders to start the year off. But the good thing for him is it's race number 1. And we know once we get to some of the more familiar tracks, he's gonna show up. Again.
Oh, yeah. All right, and we had Hocevar. He spun a few times throughout this one, but man, he saved it every time. Never hit anything when he spun. So, his veteran prowess was showing up in this truck race. That's for damn sure.
I picked the fastest truck in the field to win, and just unfortunately he spun 3 times and finished 3 laps down. So it was awful.
And then my pick, Michael McDowell, he spun with coming 1 to go. And Chandler Smith, man, what a finish there. We had 3 wide. Chandler Smith comes out of nowhere and puts it in victory lane. So Lane Riggs can be happy about something. He has a teammate that just won, and they can rely information off of each other now. But good for Chandler to start the year in victory lane.
You would think we were watching a qualifying lap the way that Jamie Little delivered that call. You got 4 wide coming to the stripes. One of the most epic finishes. What a way to start the year off of the trucks. They didn't really – this wasn't typical trucks at Daytona. These guys, they weren't wrecking every lap. There was no really big pileups. And that finish was just about as clean as you could ask for coming to the line, and it was just awesome. And Chandler Smith, he came out of nowhere, and I'm sure that one feels good for him. So, yeah, really good start to the year for Chandler, and that was an awesome race.
I really enjoyed watching that race, and like you said, it was clean. You saw a lot of people making moves up to the front. It seemed like those guys could move around, and really the ones who were in control could really manipulate the air and get to the front. I mean, you saw John Hunter Nemechek go back and forth all the time, getting into the front. So, and then I was curious to see how Ram would do as a whole. You had Justin Haley out there leading laps. Brendan Queen finishes in the top 10. So Ram had a good showing to get their season, and their return started.
Yeah, Mini Tyrell did not have a good showing this weekend, especially in ARCA, just kind of spinning out by himself. I mean, this guy's very, very, very inexperienced on tracks like these. I mean, this guy, short track racer, and he won the Colleague reality shit, and he's got a full-time ride. So reality,
he's got a lot to learn,
hard.
Which is fine.
He's gonna have a rough year.
But like anybody on that show, if they had won, would have been in the same spot. These guys that they weren't NASCAR guys to start off with. I think maybe one of them had a few truck starts already, but they weren't NASCAR guys. I was laughing when he came down pit road after that spin in the ARCA race, and they get a close up of that car, and it's very obviously a Chevy nose that's painted over. So Rams got a long way to go.
Great job with that Great job with that ARCA team too, getting the little guy out there changing the tire for Mini.
Yeah. Just ARCA. It was actually kind of halfway decent. I will say that.
I don't watch ARCA.
It's fine.
All right, well, let's get into the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race at Daytona. And guys, lap 1 coming to the green. There was a wreck at the beginning of this race. Drivers checking up. Jeremy Clements, Brendan Poole, and Anthony Alfredo involved. Anthony Alfredo, he just wanted this weekend to end. We know that he got disqualified from the duels for failing tech. He didn't get to make it into Daytona 500. And then he starts off O'Reilly Auto Parts race like this. Man, oh man, he can't wait to get to Atlanta and just start over again.
Yeah, not only that, he didn't qualify for the O'Reilly race. He had to borrow another guy's ride to get in there. He bought him out. So he needed to get dude wipes on the track somehow this weekend.
Right?
I'm sure if he could go back and do this whole weekend again, he would say, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not good.
I don't want to do that again. All right. Guys, Austin Hill stage 1, and then we had Sammy Smith spinning and collecting Sam Mayer and Gio Ruggiero. Austin Hill wins stage 2, and then we had a huge crash with 29 to go. Ryan C gets turned and collects some big hitters like Taylor Gray, Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones, and Sam Mayer. And then here comes the big one. Sam Mayer coming up the track, no brakes. He's got the hood over his windshield. He cannot see. He's
He
riding
doesn't
up the
know where
track.
he is.
Natalie Decker using her ARCA brakes. Bam! Right into him. She
Oh.
had half a football field to slow down before she came into that pack, and she still decided to just go for it.
So you say ARCA brakes, but like I'm pretty sure 99% of the ARCA drivers would have been able to stop for that one.
I'd say
Or at least-
so.
I mean, Cleetus was avoiding wrecks sooner than she was able to in that car.
Just what a PR nightmare of a weekend for Natalie Decker. Like, good fucking lord.
Yeah, this is another one I've been thinking about what I should say to this. I knew we were going to talk about this, thinking about my response to this all day. And the one thing I just am going to say is she is making the actual, she's not in that car because she's a talented race car driver. That's all I'm going to say. She and Tony Breidinger are not racing for results and good finishes. They're there for one reason, and I think we all know what that reason is. And I just think it's giving a really bad look to the actual talented female race car drivers in this industry that are the up and comers, like your Taylor Reimers, your Isabella Robustos, the females like that who actually kind of, they're good. They're talented, and I just think what she's doing, what Natalie's doing, is just it's giving them all a bad look. And so, but again, she's not in that car to get finishes. She's in that car for one reason.
Even Carson Elledge, Dale Jr.'s niece, was saying like she's making a mockery of women drivers in the sport. Like she just, it's insane.
Well,
it goes back to the approval. It goes back to the approvals, and she shouldn't have a license to drive these cars.
I watched a video or an interview that Mark Martin did last week, and the reporter asked him, "Is like, who are you looking for as an up and coming driver?" And the first name he dropped was Jade Avedizian. It's not. He's like, that is the next big thing is Jade, and when the Natalie Deckers are getting these rides over them, they're not going to gain their experience, and then it's just putting this way negative light on it. Like you can't get these people into the rides, and if they do get rides, they're either not going to be as productive in the lower rides they are able to get, and then they're just not going to be trusted out there, which is it's really awful, because there shouldn't be any difference between a man and a woman driving a race car. There really shouldn't. That's what should be so great about this sport, and yet it is so male dominated, and it's disappointing to see. Yeah. I'm sure there's a ton of incredibly talented women racers out there that are not getting the chance they deserve.
Yeah,
because of the industry misogyny and decades of how it's been built up.
And money talks too. I mean, it doesn't matter how talented you are. Natalie Decker, Tony Breidinger, they got the money, they got the sponsors. I mean, Danica Patrick, look at her, and she made a mockery of it too. It's just a shame, and I really hope we do see a good woman driver in the sport soon. But like you said, Jade's coming up, Isabella Robusto, they're both in the ARCA Menard series, and they're both making names for themselves. Just hope to see them up in the main top 3 series soon, because this is just getting ridiculous with the whole Natalie Decker experiment.
Isabella runs top 5 almost every single ARCA race, and she
outruns me on NASCAR 25 on my career mode, dude.
So there's a place, and it goes back to the approval. Like, I don't know how Natalie Decker is qualified to drive these cars. What more do they need to see from her she cannot do this. She
should have been stripped after Bristol 7 years ago when she got spun out by the tow truck. Can't believe that was 7 years ago.
Do you remember? I think when she did that full-time season in trucks in the 54. How many?
We did the counter.
The incident counter, and I swear to God, it was almost every race she's either crashing cars, and she has an average finish of like 30th. Like, how do you look at that? She crashes cars every race, finishes, can't even crack a top 30.
Yeah.
Now let's give her a license. Let's go do it. Money, that's why, and something just needs to change. Otherwise, she's just going to keep doing this, and somebody's going to get hurt because of it.
All honesty, yes. All right. Well, then we got Will Walsh collects the Burton cousins, LeVar Scott, Raja Caruth, and others. So another Corey Day mistake, and this guy has a full-time season in that car this year. So just get ready for a lot of this.
Corey Day to the 48.
No, it's
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, at this point.
Yeah. Like, why not? Just keep moving him up. I haven't seen much to be impressed from him yet. I know Kyle Larson and Jeff Gordon really like him, but
I haven't seen anything. I feel like he's been doing these races for like 2 years now too, and I haven't seen what these guys are talking about yet. Maybe a full-time year, we'll get to start to see something, but I don't see anything right now. I don't know how he was handpicked by Kyle Larson and Jeff Gordon both to be like, "Yep, this is our guy right here."
Yeah.
Never heard of him prior.
clip this and play it back to me in 5 years, and we'll see.
And when he's a
three-time Cup champion. Yeah.
Race car drivers are long-term projects. I mean, like Denny Hamlin's hitting his peak now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think we should shit on him too much. It's just it'll be interesting to watch him grow more than anything.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing to do for a driver is put them out in a full-time season. Be like, all right, buddy, let's see what you can do at every single track. Let's get you warmed up.
And don't tell him go win the race.
Yeah.
Tell her, go run the laps. Do what you can do. Stay on the track.
Yeah, I mean,
don't hit things.
Hendrick hasn't run a full-time car in the O'Reilly series since about 2006, I believe they said on the broadcast. So it's been 20 years. Yeah. So this is, I mean, they're going to do.
It's a big deal. It's a big investment for them.
Yeah.
They are serious about this guy, and we're going to see him around.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot to have Mr. H put out a lot of money, and he's doing it for this kid. All right, and then, surprise, surprise, Austin Hill goes on and wins this race. I mean, this guy's just too fucking good at super speedways.
Perfect race, 75 points. Give it to him. The only thing he didn't do is run the fastest lap.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but
great day, great points day. Here we go. First time we're saying it. Great points day.
Yeah, script writes itself. All right, and then let's get into the Daytona 500. Kyle Busch led the field to green, and then poor BJ McLeod, he got his way into the Daytona 500. He still gets over $200,000 for entering into this race for finishing last.
He got a sponsor too. They put
that car was full. That car was blank on Thursday night. And look at what happens when you make the Great American Race. Somebody wants to get their brand out there.
Yeah, and then that collected Justin Allgaier and William Byron, made their days difficult. Noah Gregson and Casey Mears also hit each other while trying to avoid that as well, so they had rough days following that. Typical fuel saving, guys. We saw it throughout this whole race. They were running at 60-70% throttle this whole time. Just not even fun to watch up until it came about the last pit stop, and then they went balls. But it's just not fun watching these guys fuel save.
Well, and Alan Gustafson has said once they figured it out, it's not going to stop. This is just what's going to happen. I mean, even if you take away the stage cautions, which I still think they should, because then they don't know when those things are happening. So you can't play the race like that. You just kind of have to go. And then, but other than that, once they figured out this strategy, nobody's going to deviate it because it is the best way to run the race, unfortunately. And the point is to win at the end of lap 200 and not win on lap 36.
Yeah. I mean, we knew this was going to happen, but just to see them running the 50-60% throttle, like, it looks cool on TV, but it's not racing. That's the best way of putting it. It looks cool on TV. And of course, NASCAR is going to love this because you know what they're going to turn around and say? They're like, this is side-by-side racing, 3 wide throughout the entire pack, except it's not racing. Because you can get 2 cars jump out of that pack and run 100% throttle, that'll fly right to the front because you got these guys running 50, 60% throttle, and it's just it's annoying.
They can't even do that.
That's why.
Because there's so much drag. Dale Jr. and Denny were saying, he's like, you got to be able to give somebody an advantage if they don't want to run 60% throttle, let them run and let them leave that pack behind. Let them try. But the aero package on this is awful. And you pull out a line, you drop like a rock.
But if you get, now I'm saying though, if you get like 2 or 3 cars to go with you, you're going to fly past that pack. That's what we saw in the duels on Thursday night. The duels that they were running 60, 70% throttle. There was a 3-car. That's how Ty Dillon got to the front in like a lap, just because he had 2 other cars that committed to going 100% throttle. And I just think it's a bad look. And that's why I'm excited we're going to Atlanta this weekend, because you're not going to have that there. That is just balls to walls action every single lap. So
handling's a factor.
And handling's actually a factor there. So that's another thing. Handling's got to be a factor because it was windy out there, and that might have affected handling a little bit. Other than that, you're sipping on a cup of tea, steering left.
Yeah.
Barely, gently giving the steering wheel a tap. So, yeah.
Drinking your caramel macchiato.
My macchiato.
All right, Zane Smith won stage 1. Good points for him to start off the year for Front Row Motorsports. And then Connor Zilich, Briscoe, Ty Gibbs, and Austin Dillon all wreck after some close racing. So, I mean, it's just one of them racing deals. No one's fault there. Just got loose. We said it was really windy that day, especially pushing into turn 4. Got those guys real loose, and it's going to happen.
Everybody's got their everybody's got their welcome to the Cup Series moment. That was it for Connor Zota. I bet you he cannot wait for a week from now when we're getting to Circuit of the Americas. That's for sure.
Dude, and it sucks. They were talking him up like right before it happened. They're like, "Oh, the 19-year-old driver. Haven't seen this since Jeff
Usually
Gordon.
how it
He
goes.
can't wait to see what he
Usually how
does
it
in the
goes.
next 10, 15 years." And then he crashes. I'm like, "Fuck."
Well, again, playing the long game like Corey Day. Connor Zilich is here to stay for a while.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to see him grow. Excited to see him win the Daytona 500 one of these days.
Yeah, it was really cool seeing him and Jimmy Johnson come out together during driver intros. Like, man, that's the past, that's the future right there. That's pretty fucking cool.
For sure. I mean, that's like almost a Jeff Gordon, Richard Petty moment type of deal.
Yeah, honestly. All right, and then we had the big one with 7 to go in stage 2. Allgaier did not clear himself, and he collected the field. Didn't have a whole lot of junking going on this weekend, but it was going on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Not clear, buddy. Not clear.
Yeah, it's just he got out too far and didn't have the experience in the Cup cars to know what to do with it.
Yeah, it's just inexperience.
Racing incident. Denny's not trying to wreck him there. Allgaier's not trying to get wrecked there. I don't think that's really anybody's fault. I mean, Allgaier was just in the wrong place and didn't have the car positioned right. So,
yeah.
But that was always going to cause a wreck, unfortunately.
It's always going to happen. Walsh wins stage 2. And then once we got through the last pit cycle, like I said, guys, it was balls to the wall. We actually got to see some racing. That was a lot of fun to watch for those last, 15 laps or so for the Daytona 500. And then we had Hamlin, Heim, and Bell collect and hit the wall, so not good for those Toyotas. Carson Hocevar, he was leading with 1 lap to go. He thought he was going to win the Daytona 500. Gets a bad push from that 43 of Eric Jones. They spin, they collect Mike. Awesome that NASCAR did not caution there. They let them race the line. And then they're wrecking coming to the line, but Tyler Reddick comes out victorious, winning the Daytona 500. Denny Hamlin is a winner as an owner now for the Daytona 500. Michael Jordan is a Daytona 500 winner. It's just amazing to see that this 45 team was able to do that this weekend.
I was sitting there doing play-by-play at our party we were having here, and I was like, when that first wreck happened, I was like, there's no way they don't throw a caution for that. Like, you could tell how many cars were collected in there. And as they're going, I was like, Chase Elliott's going to win it. No, Reddick's going to win it. Zane Smith's going to win it. It's just as they were emerging out of there. And yeah, kudos to them. I mean, and Jeff Gluck talked to the race director today. He said, they can send safety vehicles into turn 1 without their lights on. We could get to all those guys. They weren't on the track anymore. It was fine.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of having the stragglers like Kyle, who had bailed out of the pack at this point, having to kind of race through there at full speed, but he's not going to lose anything to anybody over there. So
yeah. So what was up with that? What was up with Kyle? Why did he? Was it 2 to go? He just was like, nah, I don't want to be part of this. Or
it left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not going to lie. It did as a Kyle fan, but this is the decision that we're going to make with the point system. It's not about getting the wins. So Kyle said, I'm going to preserve my car. I'm going to preserve myself. I'm going to preserve my points day. His line was falling back. They came across the line with 2 to go, and he just pulled out. And his spotter said, said, what do you, out of gas? Got a flat? And he goes, what am I going to race to the fucking wreck for? He saw it coming, and everybody could see it coming, the wreck. It left a bad taste in my mouth for the pole sitter. He did have damage, but the pole sitter to just kind of pull out a line and just wait. In a contract year, what does that show to teams? Does it show that he isn't as driven as he used to be, or does it show that he's smart and he's going to protect equipment?
Where did he finish in this race? Where did he wind up?
He pulled out a line in 24th. So,
nice.
and a bunch of the car, like I'm pretty sure Ryan Preece was right behind him when he pulled out a line, and Ryan Preece took a nasty hit.
As he does.
Did Kyle get any stage points?
I don't think so, but Kyle is sitting 14th in points right now. Okay. So,
I mean, honestly,
that's a bad taste in my mouth. But the more I thought about it, it's like I'm okay with it because he lives to see another day. The car is in better shape than it would have been, and it worked out for him this time.
Yeah,
it's just you want it's not the same Kyle I know, and maybe he's a smarter, more mature Kyle, but it's not the same Kyle I grew up with who wants to send it in and wants to go win that thing. Yeah, but he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, coming out of Daytona 14th in the standings, that's a pretty damn good day.
For sure. I mean, he could have been like his teammate running around without a hood out there. So
yeah, but
32nd in the standings. So
really, really exciting finish to this Daytona 500.
Sure.
I haven't felt that thrilled watching a Daytona 500 finish in a long time because there has been some stinkers in the past few years, and it was really refreshing that this is just going to be such a legit season. NASCAR's back, the chase is back, playoffs are gone, no more winning you're in. It just feels real. It feels real. That finish made it feel
baby.
right.
Points, baby. Good points day.
And with the field getting broken up there, it allowed people to get runs and take them and choose drafting partners and go see it. It looks more old school than we were used to seeing in these cars. And the pushes mattered, and taking the right runs mattered on that final lap. And you saw it develop. It was incredibly exciting. I don't see anything wrong with what Riley Herbst did there. I mean, it all happens
going
so
for
fast.
the
win. Brad Keselowski, of all people, to make comments like that, as if Brad Keselowski doesn't try and kill people every time we're on a super speedway. Calm yourself down there, pal.
The world revolves around Brad Keselowski. So but I also get why he's mad. Hopefully he has gone back and seen the video and maybe taken a step back on those comments. Riley Herbst didn't say so today.
Daytona 500. Like, this ain't any other race. This is the fucking Daytona 500. You're going to do, all bets are off when we're coming down to the finish here. Like, nobody's lifting for nobody. Everybody's out there for themselves. You're going for the 500.
Apparently, Riley Herbst tapped the brake, according to Denny Hamlin, looking at the data. He tapped the brake so he wouldn't push the 9 car. And you think if he hadn't tapped the brake, maybe he gets a just in time in front of the 6, but who knows? But I think Riley Herbst did anything anybody else
didn't want to push a Chevy to the win.
He did what he had to do. So, thought he was going to win the Daytona 500. Who cares about the other?
Yeah. Riley texted the 47 saying, hey, sorry I didn't push it on the backstretch, but I had to go with my teammate. Ricky sent him a text right back. He said, hey, don't worry about it, and don't worry about what Brad said either. So I think Brad's fine. That was a heat of the moment thing.
I am, though, very glad that the caution didn't come out when it did. Otherwise, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. would have been a 2-time Daytona 500 champion. And I don't think I would have been feeling so good on this Thursday evening talking about it.
Yeah, that
Swallow the whistle.
wouldn't be
It was
right.
a great finish.
Yeah.
I was very happy with the race.
Yeah, amazing weekend. But guys, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be making our picks for Atlanta. So stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. We're going to be making our picks for Atlanta Motor Speedway this weekend. First off, we got the Truck Series race. We got the Freight Racing 208, 208-mile race, 135 laps. Stages 1 and 2 will be 30 laps each, and the final will be 75. Kyle Busch won the last 2 years with Spire Motorsports at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but Toyota tops the manufacturer list with 10 wins. Most of those are probably Kyle Busch wins. So let's be honest here. Notables in this one, guys. It was a filled field last week, and we got another one this week. Corey Heim is back in the Truck Series. He'll be in that 1 for Tricon. Kyle Busch in the 7 for Spire. Ty Dillon in the 25 for Colleague. Stenhouse in the 45 for Nice. John Hunter Nemechek will be in that 62 for Stuart Friesen's ride. And hang on, where did my list go? Carson Hocevar will be in the 77 for Spire. So, guys, we got a stacked field here. And we're going to start off with you, Tom. Who you got for the Freight Racing 208?
All right. We're going to go race, win, bow, repeat. Again, we'll double down or triple down, I guess, on Kyle Busch at Atlanta.
I like it.
Can't go wrong there. You just can't go wrong there.
Hope not.
Guys, if it's not going to be Kyle Busch, it's going to be Heim time because this guy is coming back. He just won a Truck Series championship last year. No full-time ride this year, and he's pissed off, and he's ready to show them that he is worth it. That's my winner in Atlanta. Heim time, baby.
He has nothing to lose in anything he gets in this season. He can be the loosest race car driver he wants to be this year. I think that's a great fit for him.
I think it's dangerous. I think it's going to be dangerous for the field knowing that he doesn't have anything to race for. He's just going to go for it every time. But for me, I'm actually going to change my pick. I didn't know of all these notables beforehand. I'm going to go with the guy who probably had the fastest truck in Daytona last week, but just kept getting in too many wrecks and cutting too many tires. I don't think we're going to have that same tire problem this week. I am going to go with Carson Hocevar to win this race. Carson in the trucks. We know what he's capable of when he gets in one of these trucks, and like we said last week, he probably had the fastest truck at Daytona last week. So come back to another kind of drafting style track. I think he's coming for revenge, and I think Hocevar is going to take it to old Kyle Busch this week.
Not a bad pick. All right, well, let's move over to the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. We got the Bennett 250, 251 miles, 163 laps. Stages 1 and 2 will be 40 laps each, and the final will be 83. Also, he has won here 5 times since
Has he
2000.
won all of them?
Not all of
Has
them.
he won all of them?
But since 2002, he has won 5 races in the spring race. It's just so fucking good here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Oh, that's who I'm going to be going for is Austin Hill. Ross Chastain is also in this race. He'll be in that 32 for Jordan Anderson Racing. But how can you not go with Austin Hill? I was first on this list. I was like, well, shit, I know who I'm picking because
this guy's got his sponsor. His sponsor is the title sponsor for the name of the race.
Yeah.
He's just that good here. But if anybody's going to beat him, it's going to be his RCR teammate, and it's going to be Jesse Love. It seems like when Austin Hill struggles or gets into a wreck or something at some of these kind of tracks, who's the next guy to step up? It's usually the 2-car of Jesse Love. And last year's champion, it's still weird calling Jesse Love the defending series champion of the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. Yeah, big UG there. But yeah, if it's not going to be Hill, it's going to be his RCR teammate. And I think Austin Hill might run into a problem or two on Saturday, and Jesse Love's going to take advantage. 2-car, 2 victory lane.
RCR is just too good at these tracks.
Yeah.
Even when the rest of the field knows that Austin Hill is this good, they can't
They
band
can't
together.
stop. They can't do it.
Because somebody's going to know that the 21's going to the front. And if you line up 4 cars behind him, somebody's like, oh, I can gain 3 spots here. I'm just going to follow the 21. So he knows what he's doing. He's very decisive with his block. Like, something terrible has to happen to him.
Yeah.
And I think last year he had a mechanical or something.
Yeah,
At the Atlanta
something
race
like
or
that.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that was summer Daytona. But, yeah. I get to pick the rest of the field, but you boys say I can only pick one. So I'll go with the junior motorsports driver. Just my gut says the 8 car can pull it off this weekend.
Why
As long as
not?
he keeps it clean, why not?
I like it.
That strategy worked for me last week.
Yeah,
You
there you
guys,
go.
you took the RCR bros, and then I just took a junior motorsports car, and I was like, fuck it, one of them's got to run well, right?
Yeah, right. It's a Chevy at a super speedway. It works.
throwing a dart at a dartboard, and it's just like, yeah, fuck it, why
One
not?
of them's
But,
gonna
I mean,
stick.
Austin Hill can start with a pretty big points cushion if he, again, perfects Atlanta. He'll be at 150 points.
But
just
then
like that.
but then he'll get top 15s for the rest of the year until we
Yeah.
go to Talladega and then Atlanta again and then Daytona again and then that'll be about it for him.
That's fine. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
One trick pony.
All right, well, let's get into the Cup Series race. We got the Auto Trader 400-mile race, 260 laps. Stage 1 is 60, and the final 2 stages will be 100 laps each. Christopher Bell won last spring, and Chase Elliott won in the summer at his home track. Chevrolet has 46 victories at Atlanta Motor Speedway across the spring and summer race. It's absolutely insane what Chevy has done at this track over the history. It's just insane. So if you want to win some money this weekend, guys, go for a Chevrolet driver. I know there's a lot of them, but I mean one of them's got to stick.
I mean, taking that into account, I picked first here. And I'm going to go with a driver from the team that has had the best average finish since they reconfigured the track. I'm going to go with a Ford, and specifically the 12, who was part of that 3-wide finish a couple of years ago with Suarez and Kyle Busch. I just think that Penske will have the speed and figure it out here. They run up front.
He's also just an ace at these tracks too. I mean, the amount of wins that he has at Talladega. Just shows it, and Daytona too. I mean, this guy is just really good at seeing the air.
And last year, was it Hocevar that kind of shipped him out of the way? He saved it, and then Blaney still drove back up to get a pretty respectable finish towards the end. So he knows how to work the lines at this smaller version of a super speedway.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I'm going to have to go with someone that was also a part of that 3-wide photo finish a few years ago, and that's Mr. Kyle Busch, your winner for the Truck Series. He is my winner for the Cups. Kyle Busch's time, it's ready.
Please.
Pull off here, go to victory.
Ian?
We can't hear you, dude.
And there's none of that came through.
Can't hear
I
me.
heard Kyle Busch, it's his time, and then a bunch of...
Just start back over.
Yeah, I'll start over again. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. So for my pick for the Cup Series, I'm going to have to go with the guy who was also a part of that 3-wide photo finish at Atlanta a few years ago, Mr. Kyle Busch. The back to victory lane. It's been a couple years. He's just been stewing, getting top 10s, but he's ready to go back to victory lane. Because I think he's sick and tired of Brexton making fun of him at this point. Brexton's going out there and winning, and his dad can't. But pencil me down for that 8 car.
I would love to see. There's very little things I'd love to see more than a Kyle Busch weekend sweep once again.
I just want to see him try and toss Brexton up in the air now.
Oh. He'll break a hip doing that.
All right,
well,
Nick.
For my pick, I am also not going with the Chevrolet. It just seems like Team Penske at this track, they figure it out in springtime. And I believe this guy won the spring race here a season ago. It's crazy how he's he gets his one win and then disappears for the rest of the year. Well, it's about that time he's due for that one win to hold him off for the rest of the year. Give him the 22, the SVG wannabe of Joey Logano. Yeah, he's good at this place. He's good at these types of racetracks, and yeah, Penske in the spring, very good here. So I expect this to be Joey Logano's one and done. Get him his win early, and then he'll ride around 15th the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's usually how it'll
But this year, that's not going to work out for him if he keeps doing that. He rides around 15th, 20th the rest of the year. He's not going to have a great chance of making the chase.
Yeah.
So it's not going to work for him. So
He claims that with the new point system, they'll run it completely differently.
Sure.
So we'll see.
I don't know about that. But he's good for one. Good for about one a year, and this is usually the kind of track that he gets it done at for his one a year. So, as much as I hate to pick him, yeah, Logano's going to get it done.
Yeah,
let's get it out of the way early.
This is the kind of track to pick him. All right, guys. Well, I think that will about do it for us here. Any last words before we head to Atlanta?
I'm very excited for this. Very excited for this race. I mean, look at the race we had here last summer, and I think as of right now, Atlanta is a top 10 track that we go to, just with the excitement that it brings. And you just keep going back to the race that we saw last summer and just that battle with Chase Elliott and all of them at the end there. That was a fantastic race. And Atlanta just keeps getting better and better as it's taken on some age here. And I'm just excited to continue to see where this track goes. But right now, I would argue to say that it is a top 10 track that we visit because it's balls to walls racing almost every lap, and that's what I love about it.
It's looking like it's going to be a rainy morning Friday and Saturday, but probably clear up for the evenings, and then Sunday considerably colder, a high of 49 out of the racetrack. So we'll see that. We'll see how that affects the cars as well as the new right side tire on the car. That's what I'll be looking for. Temperature and tires.
Should make it interesting. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Stock Car Spectacle. If you haven't yet, make sure to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and check out all of our links down below. So for the Stock Car Spectacle, I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Nick Kinsey.
And I'm Tom Hovland.
And we'll see you guys next time. Enjoy Atlanta.